Broadcasting live from the SDC prices are what? Ravaged Bayous of Louisiana. No, that's not really where I wanted to start this. But anyway, yeah, we're here anyway. So whatever. I need to make a list of all the things that just ravage the bayous of Louisiana. And we can go from there. So hello, everybody. We've got Spaceship Benny. Well, hi, Spaceship, my friend. And of course, Rowdy Riles. She's got something going on after about 8 o'clock tonight. I don't know what the hell it is, but you know, maybe. So we'll figure it out. So I don't know what else we got going on tonight. Nobody's here. So I guess good night, No, I'm just kidding. All right. So a new thing I've been trying out, as per advice of counsel, is quit talking about me all the damn time. Find somebody else to talk about. So tonight we're going to find out who the hell JoeARAH is. And I'm going to bring him to the table. How are you, sir? JoeARAH, if that is in fact your real name.
Indeed. A man of mystery.
So I've been we did the inaugural whatever this is. What do they call it when you talk to somebody else? Interview. Yeah, interview. That's the thing. So the inaugural interview last month, we had Rowdy Riles on, and all right, challenge accepted.
Let me buckle in. Hold on.
You better grab some more. You better grab some more shit, Joe. So I've been just trying to do a little bit more with this channel than just me. It's always been about me, and anything involving somebody else, I always try to work on to another show. But I really kind of like these interviews and finding out about other people that are operating in the same space. Is that a good way to put it, Joe?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Absolutely.
Like-minded individuals who aren't pieces of shit, and so we're gonna go with that. Now, whether we still feel that way at the end of this show, we'll see. This may ruin your reputation, Joe. And listen, I know everybody was expecting Ronnie. We just had some scheduling conflicts because for some reason he's like, Australia time, mate. And I'm like, America time, mate. And he's just like, this ain't going to work. And we're going to get to the bottom of it. And we're going to get you some Ronnie trick shot time. So just bear with us on that. You know, if we'll get it worked out, but I'm glad you made it. Anyway, Ronnie,
I'm in Ronnie's basement now.
That's Ronnie's basement. See, I knew this was a trap. I've been set up. I knew it. That's amazing, by the way. I've never considered using a green screen, but if I could get Ronnie's basement, I would totally do that.
I will send you the link.
It's that little blob on the map next to that little small blob that's never on any maps. So it's, you know what? Listen, it's New Zealand. That's what it is. It's just New Zealand. So there's hobbits and shit.
The most successful Asian country in the World Cup 2026, Australia.
That's fair. True. I mean, it's just another nickname for New Zealand. That's all it is. So how are you doing tonight, Joe?
If I was any better, I'd be twins. Real good for being a Thursday. You
Yeah.
know,
Well, I mean, I don't know why I do this on a Thursday. We may have to explore that sometime tonight when somewhere in the next 6 hours. I may next week may be on Tuesday at 8 in the morning.
yeah,
Australia, sir, does not suck. I promise
no.
you. But
I mean, by
it's
those metrics,
yeah.
we got some work to do.
Oh, it's you know what? Surviving those thousands of creatures that want to toilet snakes and spiders and everything else that wants to murder you on a minute by minute basis in Australia seem just better every second.
Drop bears. Have you heard about them scary suckers?
Oh man, I
You
love me
got to
some
ask
drop
Ronnie.
bears.
You got to ask Ronnie
I
about the
mean,
drop bears.
we got a couple shots, penicillin shots, and you could survive that koala chlamydia. Oh, I want to begin tonight with tell us a little bit about you.
Okay.
YouTube and out of it. So you're just you've been kind of in at least the last year or so.
Yeah.
I really started and it's Ronnie's fault. He was like, hey, you want to know good people, check out Joe. And I took him up on that. And at a time when it was difficult to trust new people on
Yeah.
on YouTube, and I've been very happy with
We've had fun.
whatever this is.
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah. So so I kind of started kind of like everybody else does. I was watching this show called Podcast from the Pit, and they have a gentleman by the name of Eric Hillbilly Harper, and he's from West Virginia, and Casey's from Indiana, and there were all these people, and Wes, who's really great. He's from down, well, he grew up in Kansas, but he lives in Texas now. But they all had similar growing up stories to what I had. Their love of the large scale GI Joe O rings, and
Mm-mm.
I skulked around in the comments, and eventually they said, "You want to come on?" And I came on, and I'm like, "Man, this is kind of fun." And then I went on Rowdy's show, um, and was skulking in her comments, and she was giving me tips kind of on the side of, hey, you need to create some content, don't just do lives. And we're still working on the content part, but it was just a fun group of folks, and from all different walks, and it was just amazing that everybody had that similar good base to them. And I'm like, okay, these are my people. This is my tribe. So
Fucking Rowdy, man. She just brings together the weirdest conglomeration of people, and we all just fit somehow. So
Mhm.
yeah. Hey, Legend Series. How you doing, sir? I've been missing them truck driving videos. Just saying. But I definitely feel you on all that. The podcast from the pit, I haven't heard anything good about any of those people. But I just except for the fake Max, he's he's definitely in my radar. But
Yeah.
it's all them cats seem really cool. And I'm a little disappointed to find out that you're one of those that really try to overinflate how powerful 3 inches is. But
Listen, it's
It's
good enough. That's what I've heard. All right.
is it? But I want to get. Let's just knock right into that because is it nostalgia for you that really gets you into vintage GI Joes? Because I know it's not just vintage. You're a big fan also of the Recall project.
Yep, I got one
And
of them dudes right here. Right
some of the
here.
other 3-inch O-ring figures.
Yeah, yeah. So my what actually got me going was I had seen well, all right, I'll give you the first story. So the first story was Christmas time is my favorite time of year. Um and so one year I decided to do a nostalgia tree, and I was going to seek out all of the toys from when I was a kid. Toys I had, toys I didn't have, toys my wife had, toys my wife didn't have, put them around the tree. So I mean, there was Cabbage Patch Kids and Care Bears and Strawberry Shortcake and BB guns and Game Boy, the original.
Now, was this a COVID project or was
Uh,
this
no, this was
before?
post COVID. Post
Oh,
COVID, so this was even sicker. It was sick, like what I was doing. This was not a. I have nothing else to do. No, I had plenty to do. This was just.
I feel
So
you. I got you. I
so
feel you.
But when I got to GI Joe, I found this new line called Classified in 6-inch scale, which fit into my hand exactly like the Lord scale did when I was a child. So like it was very familiar, and that was that. Next thing I know,
It's funny you mentioned that. When I was at I was at a convention and I went looking at some of the old 3 3/4 inch, the O-ring scale stuff that I had all that shit when I was a kid, all of it.
Mhm,
And I picked up one of them and I'm just like the Awe Striker. I
mhm,
picked up an Awe Striker and I remember as a kid, this was like shit, it might as well have been a Rattler or
yeah,
one of the Dragonfly. I had a Dragonfly. I remember that thing was huge. The
mhm,
I had the Terradrome. That thing was massive. Now I went to this show and I pick up one of these and I'm like, this is tiny
mhm,
to me. So
mhm.
I definitely understand that, and I think I definitely feel the same way about my 6-inch scale figures.
Mhm.
They feel to me like what they were when I was a kid. So
Yeah,
that that's really cool. Um,
yeah. So, but that's how it started, was the nostalgia factor, and then I found other 6-inch lines like Monster Force that I'm like, wow, this is brand new. It's taking in all kinds of themes that I loved, like the horror and military action figures, all smashed up into one figure. And now I think I'm pulling back and chilling and just kind of cherry picking, playing long game on different things. And um, but you did.
for that gentleman, and if he's still in business, I know Mark II Designs does some really cool stuff. Like he's done I think he's working on a 6-inch shark right now. That thing is huge.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's the problem with the classified line. It's fine if you just want to collect figures. When you start building dios and getting vehicles, that's when it starts like I'm going to need a second home and potentially a second family to take care of that home and all my extra toys.
Well, and it's funny because I've then this is just speculation on my part, and I've got just a few comments that I've pieced together here and there because I pay attention and patterns or something. We've discussed this,
Mhm,
and those little dio pieces like the checkpoint alpha and the bivouac and stuff like that. that's really the only direction you're going to start seeing a lot. That's where classified has to go, because everything else is going to be HasLab scale and, or made to order, like the Thunder Machine. And that shit take, I've got the winter stuff coming, the winter HISS tank, the Arctic HISS tank, and the snowcat. Thank you. Both of those coming, and both of them are going to be staying in the damn box because I have literally no place to put it. None.
So that is one thing that they forget. They should. All these toys should come with a warning sticker that says, "Warning: collecting may lead to crafting." And you want to spend some money. Put yourself together a scratch built dio, and I put a picture down there in your little gallery there. That's one that I built for Monster Force, and it is an entire tomb.
I see that NECA mummy sarcophagus. That's one of my. I got it. That's one of my favorites.
Yep, and this is all a mishmash of lines. So like the guy coming out of that, and let me see.
Let's see what I can pick up. You've got from the Toth from what is that, Mythic Legions down there. You've got a couple of those. There's the sarcophagus from NECA. I see the Anubis figure and the little Anubis arc. That hey, that's really well done. What'd you use? Is that foam?
Yep, that is all foam with layers and layers and layers of paint. I did pick up like hieroglyphic stencils. It's all kind. I picked up spider webs, so like there's spider webs coming off of that chest on the left side of the screen there, and you can see on some of the artifacts there's some webs, and like it just took a long time. But you turn into an author or an artist where you're never quite done with the piece. You always see something catches your eye when you're walking past the cabinet, and you're like, I'm not done yet. But
listen, I feel you on that. There's many a gallon of gesso that has been used. I kind of miss the modeling. I'm looking forward. I got a bunch of other shit in the queue right now, but I really need to start doing some more modeling.
Yeah. So
I've got a JMK, him and his father, one of his Destros, that has a spaceman kit that looks like the old Fisher Price. I need to, reminds me, I need to get that out and start working on that. But that's fantastic looking piece.
Yeah, so the second photo there, it's kind of more to the right side of that dio. And you can kind of see I one thing I do is, when I was taking pictures, I was blowing my vape, so it had like this creepy like fog and like all kinds of stuff going on. And my wife walked in.
I was just about to say you need to get you a mister, but I didn't even. I always forget that you've got one.
But let me tell you something. You have never had a significant other more concerned than when they see you leaning into like a cabinet, blowing vape, and like you're ruining the light. But it's fun. It's a lot of fun. And I've got I just did a Sesame Street one, the learning wall, so that was fun. But I got a couple more coming. It's just I need to find the time because I don't want to short arm any of this stuff. So
yeah, I gotta take a second. Hey Dens, hey. I am doing great, and I hope you're doing great. I hope you're being careful with all those fires in Spain right now, and I hope you're safe and your family's well, bud. And always with love, bud.
And
So
Rowdy, I would be more than happy to make you a tomb for your Indiana Jones stuff. I just need dimensions because those are fun.
everybody wants those IKEA boxes. Those seem to be kind of a standard dimensions when it
Mhm.
comes to designing things. What is the dents?
Mhm.
I can't remember what it's one cap. They don't even fucking make it anymore. All these action figure collectors are like, I gotta have this one case. And
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
like, yeah, I don't know. I collect old jewelry showcases from the 1950s. So it doesn't make any sense to me, but I guess
Joe Hunter 73 has an amazing case. He has his local cigar store was getting rid of a case, and he
I'm
has
listening.
all, yeah, he has all of his figures in the case, but then he has the flag on top of it. So it's an amazing piece. So he's he's got a good setup.
I used to I've got a bunch of from the 1930s and 40s. They're called Globe Wernicke barrister cases. They're
Mm,
stackable. They're about usually, well, I think they're about 3 feet, 4 feet wide. Got a lift up glass door, and they're pretty good, but they're all oak or
mhm,
mahogany, so they're
mhm,
kind of getting harder to find and more expensive. You used to be able to pick them up for $25 a section, and stack them up, 6 of them high.
mhm,
uh Now you buy 4 of them and it's $500, but they
mhm.
look damn sexy when you got them.
Oh yeah.
Let me tell you a secret, gentlemen. All the ladies love mahogany. That's the antique dealer in me. That's
Mhm,
um but I absolutely agree with you. The crafting is something I really try to that's how I end up buying too many damn figures,
mhm,
because I want one unmolested, exactly how it came from the factory. I may
mhm.
open it, I may not keep the box, I may put the accessory in a little plastic tin, um, but I want one that is exactly. And if I'm gonna mess with one, uh, like which one was it? Scrap Iron.
Mhm.
Scrap Iron came out. He dropped. They were clearing him out for $9 for a deluxe thing with a drone. Uh, but the great thing about Scrap Iron is when you stripped him of all his gear, he had a great buck
Mhm.
that
Yep.
you could pretty much do anything with. So, I bought like 2 or 3 of them, stripped them down, and, had uh, pretty much those little, rats. What are they called? The ones that my mind is not working tonight, ladies and gentlemen. I have been sick as shit for a month. So if I'm not remembering the name of something, fuck you. Um, um, the little deck hands that they just came out with, the rattlers. Um,
Oh yeah. Hmm.
and the rats,
Ramp rats. Yep.
ramp
Ramp
rats.
rats.
That's it.
Yep.
So I had 2 or 3 of those, but I don't know. For me, I also don't like mixing in a bunch of my craft stuff. I keep over in another case. If I
Hmm.
mess with something, if I do some work on it, I've messed with a couple, done some painting on a few um Valaverse figures, things like that, a few pieces like that, a few heads paints,
Hmm.
but I just can't bring myself to put it in with all my regular shit. I don't know why.
No,
OCD. That's what it is. I do know why. It's some kind of mental defect, I'm sure.
Sci-fi was not to my liking when he came out. I got used to the color over time, but when I first got him, I got two. One that I could paint a high vis green the way the Lord intended.
Yeah.
And, but like you, that's not the one that's on my shelf. Yeah, I don't display the painted one, even though that's the way I wanted it.
Do you know what's funny about that sci-fi is that was all from along with the Gen 1, the first wave of all the classified. They were all from a video game.
Hmm.
That all the new constructs and everything like that, every bit of it was all 3D renders from a G.I. Joe video game. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but they had they had an armadillo.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, some of the vehicles that they had in that game that I know that Hasbro has all the rights to use the 3D renders of, and we
Mm-hmm.
haven't seen any of those.
Hmm.
But you should look it up. Some of the artwork is fantastic. With that sci-fi that we got, that's 100% out of that game. That is a wave one. I'm fairly certain if I
Mm-hmm.
had to guess, we were going to get that sci-fi wave one or wave two.
Gotcha.
And everybody saw those wave one figures and was like, what the fuck? And then, even I did. I saw them on the shelf at Walmart, and I was like, "No, this ain't for me." Nah, even
No.
six. They look okay, but that just it's not whatever, or it's just whatever. And then Spirit came out.
Mm-hmm.
Spirit. When I saw Charlie Iron Knife, I was like,
Yeah.
"That's my boy." I
Yep.
gotta, and I've been 100% in ever since. I own those wave one figures, and they're all bagged. About the only ones I don't have on my shelf. They're bagged up in a box.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But you predominantly, so you're more classified than you are O-ring vintage
Yes.
stuff.
Yes. And that may flip flop. I mean, every now and then I see something that, I had when I was a kid for a reasonable price. I mean, I don't have anything from when I was a child. I have nothing. Like I brought some of that stuff out when my kids were little. They had a blast with them, but they were 30 years old at the time, and so they were destroyed. But I think I've got three. I've got Mutt, I've got Law and Order, and I've got Flint in the 3 3/4 scale. That's what I have left.
Hold on one second, Joe. Hey, Dens, I don't know what's happening, why you'd be getting removed. I promise you, if I'm ever mad at you, I'll shoot you a message. But you're my ride or die, baby. So no, listen, you're my bug out bag when I've got to escape to Spain. So got to put you on that visa form.
Mhm.
Now I don't know if there's something going on. I've had a couple people message me about subscriptions getting dropped. I don't know what's going on with that. But yeah, just keep subscribing. Show YouTube this is your shit, not theirs. So
Yeah. Yeah.
I lost almost all of my figures. My Star Wars collection I sold off pretty young, needed some quick cash, and then got stuck taking way less than I should have. And that's now I think back on it, I probably had $30,000 in Star Wars that I sold for $800. And then some woman at a garage sale one time scammed me out of all my GI Joe stuff for $80. Waited for my mother to I was selling off just a few figures, some extras and stuff. And but I had my whole collection out there just in case somebody come by with the sweet cash.
Yep.
Including a Terrordrome. And this woman waited for my mother to scurry into the bathroom and zoomed up and was like, I'll give you $80 for everything. I'm like, $80? Oh boy. I'm rich, bitch. So, you know, but I don't think I have a single O-ring figure left. Not a single one from my childhood. And you know, but it's not. So you've got a little bit of nostalgia when it comes. You're like, you know, these are things that I want to get back.
For sure.
So that's kind of, is that your predominant reason for collecting these? Is just touching back on the.
Yeah, I think it has been that way to this point, because you know this fella right here was my guy always.
Yeah, Bazooka.
Every bus ride, I mean, he went everywhere with me.
That was a chase figure back in the day.
Yep. Yeah.
Oh yeah, you weren't fine. I have never seen listen, I saw all the way going back to 1983. I saw almost every figure you can imagine I bought off a shelf. We had a local guy, Star Wars and G.I. Joe. If it came out, he had one in that store. I didn't always get that one, but he had it. I never saw a bazooka. That was one of those, like those snake eyes with timber. Yeah. You just didn't see it on the shelf.
Nope. I never had snake eyes. I never had snake eyes until I was in high school and they were coming out with the anniversary stuff. Maybe college, something like that. But
well, now is it? It's impolite to ask a lady their age, but I'm going to ask you, how old are you, Joe?
So I am 49 as of yesterday.
Oh, happy birthday.
Thank you.
Salutations and condolences.
Yeah. Counting down to the big 5-0. But yeah, I mean,
I want to see that chat filled up with happy birthdays where y'all suck.
But yeah, that's how it started. But I think now I have just about everything that I can remember that I had, and a couple of things that I wanted but didn't get. So now I can kind of sit back and just really be picky about what it is that I want to do with my collection.
Oh, so you're kind of at a little crossroads. That's I hit that about I got a Facebook memory the other day, pointing it out. I was only collecting a few third-party figures, some rare shit, 1,000 toys and things like that. And then a mystery person who I've yet to identify sent me, or it could have just been, you know, Hasbro randomly deciding that I was getting one. Somebody sent me a Transformers Jetfire, the Earthrise Jetfire, and I opened it up. I was like, "This is fantastic!" And I never had Transformers as a kid. And that was always something that, if I managed to steal one as a kid, my mom always caught me with it because she knew that she didn't buy any of that stuff.
Yeah,
and so if I got one, I never kept it long, but I had a few friends who had a lot of Voltron stuff and a lot of Transformer stuff. And always, man, I had one friend who the only reason he was a good guy, but the only reason I ever wanted to have a sleepover was like, hey, you know, sleepover party. Cause I could go over and play with his toys. So,
Yeah.
11-year-old me was kind of an asshole. But so I was like, you know what? This is such good engineering and really good construct and thought out. I think I'm going to have a complete Transformers collection. And I had 100% complete all the way up to Transformers Legacy. That's when I was like, okay, this is my cutoff. And I'm pretty sure I'll do the same with Classified. I'm up to date so far, as long as Walmart Cancel Con doesn't keep hitting me. But I got that complete collection. I was like, okay, you know what? I never had this as a kid. That was 100% nostalgia for me. I was like, I never had this. I fucking want it. I'm a grown man. I'm doing well. I'm a successful businessman most of the time. It's what I told my wife anyway. And so I got them. And then COVID hit. And then it was, this is what's keeping me fucking sane. Because my wife is immunocompromised. I'm a beat the fuck up old man. So we got over a year pretty much locked in our damn house. And I still managed to get these items.
Yep.
And that was, chasing all this shit down, because you had Walmart, you had Target, you had Hasbro, catching it, it's the Amazon. Holy shit. There was stuff on there disappeared in 3 seconds. Let alone people on Hasbro Pulse are bitching about 3 minutes and it's gone. Shit. The damn Skywarp on Amazon was gone in under 3 seconds. Yeah. And immediately reselling for $400 fucking dollars. I got one. I couldn't even open it. That's when it got to me. When it got to the point where resale was so high, I couldn't even afford to open the box. And I was like, that's it. I'm selling it all. And Dallas Vintage Toys is still pissed at me at this day for showing up at that U-Haul. So, because I kept the box for every single thing, everything.
Nice.
But going back to what you were saying, that was nostalgia. And then I got to the point where I was like, okay, I've gotten a few of these classifieds. I've reached well past my nostalgia range. Now I'm in the completionist, but I felt that crossroads where it was like, I've gotten everything that I've ever had. Now what am I doing? So where do you think you're going to take it from here?
So for me, I think I'm going to probably continue to pursue things that give me that nostalgia tickle. And that, fortunately or unfortunately, are things like the Muppets and Sesame Street. That line is phenomenal. I love everything about what they're doing. And Diamond Select is way out of my price range at this point to go back and try and collect some of the Muppet stuff that they did, which was also phenomenal. But
Diamond Select
again,
had its high points. At when they were high, they were high. When they were low, dear gods.
Yeah. So, I may pursue some of those things because they just make me feel happy. I think Operation Monster Force is got a good thing going, if not super expensive. So I'm gonna pick and choose that line. But there's also a finite amount of room that anybody can have. So one of two things is gonna happen. I'm going to start selling off my extras, which is already in process. I'm kind of setting things to the side, like I've got 4 snake armors. Why did I do that? I don't know why I did
3.
that.
I'm like, and a fucking red one on the way.
Oh man, so you went whole hog. So
I miscalculated on that. I've been pretty good at calculating what's going to go through the roof. And sometimes you miss. Like and sometimes the it's taken out of your hands, like all the dire figures. But you've got to think that, when the way I look at it is the way I look with a lot of my antiquities and the way I was raised. What crosses borders? With these dire figures, you've got people who like just collect things that have translucent plastic.
Yeah.
They don't care what it is. If it's like what's his name from Toy Galaxy? Love him or hate him. Dan.
Yeah.
He likes to collect random translucent figures. Doesn't matter what it is. There's not really rhyme or reason other than it's translucent. So I knew those dire figures, and also they were from fucking Walmart. So I knew those were going to be a pain in the ass to get. And I also knew that it's not a matter of how hard it is to get for me. It's how much I'm going to have to pay to fill that void down the road. Right now, I got screwed by Walmart for that Duke 250. And I know in about a year's time, when I'm ready to give up on finding one for what Walmart, what I prepaid for it, I'm going to end up paying $60-$80 for that figure.
Lara
So
Croft.
I miscalculate. Yeah, I'm kind of glad I got two because that one right there crosses. You've got Lara Croft Tomb Raider fans who have been, we talked about this on your show the other night. They've been so starved for so long. G.I. Joe people are going to get it because it's got the G.I. Joe name on it. It's a numbered figure, which is where they quit numbering rare shit. Because that just anyway. But that I knew that was going to be one, and already right now you've got pre-orders. People who don't even have the shit in hand. Look what the pre-orders are selling for on eBay.
Yep.
And
it's nuts. And I think that also may have helped me reach that crossroads where I'm like, I have certain things, and any type of collecting, if you collect things strictly as an investment, prepare to be disappointed. Like, unless you are super good at that, if you are good at picking those kinds of things, then God bless. But the vast majority of people, like Crystal Ball, who knew that was going to be a good one? Nobody, because we all hated it when we were kids, and now Crystal Ball
and
is a great figure.
that was one I was really glad to buy two of. The Vamp. Anytime they do a vehicle, I always buy two. I'm really thinking I'm going to regret that on Destro's Despoiler, but
I'm watching that like a hawk. Me and Sharky are, did you see, like, the other day it dipped to $38, and like a couple of people were able to get it for 38 before they were like, oh wait, we screwed up, like, and they had gotten it for 38.
I need to cancel my order before Hasbro Pulse sends me the fucking $250 bill for that shit. Because I know that it's not good. It's really bad. The figure's great. Destro looks good, but you've got everybody pulling the pimp Destro head and sticking it on that to get a good head sculpt. So so you made a bad toy.
I despise everything that Amazon stands for and has done, but I will tell you that I am a hypocrite because I have so many saved things with AI. Like if this hits a certain dollar price point, auto buy it for me. And that's how I'm long gaming a bunch of stuff. You go into your Amazon account, go to something, go click on
Shh.
the
Hey, no, don't tell the plebes. This you just holler at me after the show. We'll get this.
I'll,
No.
I'll teach you the ways of the horse. But yeah, I mean, like I pay no more than 30 to $35 for the compendiums when they come out. They all start out at like $65. Why would I pay
I
65 when I know I'm going to get it for 35?
the only reason I pay full price for the compendiums is because I get it directly from my comic book shop, and that is Excalibur Cards and
Nice.
Games in Shreveport, Louisiana. Support your local your comic book shop, and they also do my pulls every month for my Larry Hama
Hmm.
comics. So I try not to bitch too much about the price. Every
Hmm.
now and then, when I spend too much, they'll give me my AARP discount. You should be good for getting that card at Mr.
Yep.
49.
Yep. Yeah.
So,
But
but yeah, so it's I don't know. I I really feel bad because I understand the saving money part.
hmm
The, wanting to get it at, it drives me nuts listening to people talk about, Rosscon and Ollie's,
hmm
ad infinitum. And I'm just
hmm
like, and here I am. I got it full price from Hasbro Pulse.
hmm
And I know that's just me feeling like a dumbass for paying full price for something
but
that should be a lower price, but you're welcome to all those people, because me paying full price means that you're probably going to get it at Rosscon, you
oh,
ungrateful twats. Um,
I mean, look, you are actually practicing what I often preach is you have to support the creators of things, otherwise there will be no more creators, right? Like if people always wait for clearance, guess what? Your line is dead.
but
So
the other side of that a lot of people don't understand is, like there's one idiot I just absolutely cannot stand, because he just repeats over and over and over again the exact same show. You go onto his channel and it is 200 episodes over the last couple years of just ollies, 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 and this figure's going to ollies. Do you know what? Hasbro looks at it as they don't give a fuck where that
yeah.
figure ends up. A sale is a sale.
Hmm.
Whatever you sell it for, that's on you. We sold it.
Yep.
You paid us. We got our money. Merry goings, sir.
Hmm.
Speaking of merry goings, I'll tell you why to keep the box, because there's no reason, none whatsoever. Not once you
Sometimes
open it. It's like driving that brand new car off the car lot.
sometimes the box is more fun to play with. I'm just
You know what?
saying.
It's not the box, it's the tape. The minute you
Mm.
slice that tape, you've reduced a figure that could be, on such a market, secondary market, and you have just reduced it to a $20 figure. A
But you
piece of
know what?
tape.
That secondary market, when you buy stuff on the secondary market, you have to open that box with what they've been doing. Like
Yeah.
I bought a Chuckles and Big Ben was in there. And, fortunately that was through Amazon. So I was able to send it back and I did eventually get a Chuckles, but you know, I mean,
And
it's like that with the 12 inchers too. Like I collect 12-inch GI Joes, the old school 60s guys and the anniversary guys. I love those.
like You know, something
Yes.
like this.
Oh my.
You like that? Huh?
Yes.
Ooh,
I
Joe
have flow.
Likey.
I've got flow.
We'll talk after the show. I got needs too, baby. Yeah, and the first time I've got so much shit right now that I need to put on eBay.
Yep.
And I'm scared to death to do it. And I've never been screwed over on eBay. Amazon got me with a double-aught Snake Eyes. They sent me it. The box was perfect. They sent it, and it had that stupid girl from the Snake Eyes movie in it. And I was like,
yeah,
you motherfucker. So I pulled the figure out. I kept the figure and then sent the box back and was like, fuck you, scam me, I'll scam you back. Still getting my money back. And that was a $200 figure.
Yeah.
And that's ugh.
Yep.
And I got it from one of Just for Men's buddies for $60. So fuck that idiot.
Yep. Same. I will tell you, it is enjoyable to watch the troopers wade into. Hey, there's my buddy.
That's if you are not, keep them birthday comments coming.
Yeah, if you are not subscribed to Stu on Instagram, he does some awesome art and some really cool stuff. So make sure you check Stu for Lunch out.
Stu's a good person. I like Stu. He's like me. He's former broadcast associate. So we got to kind of watch out for each other every now and then.
No.
Oh dear God, Stu. Okay. See, I was just talking you up, man. Talking you up. Like Stu's good people. And there he is like, hey, I'm all naked over here. What you guys doing? Shit. Let's all get naked. Fuck it.
Only Stu.
Moving on casually. So we fucking Stu. So we know you've said going back again because we just can't seem to finish a fucking point. And we're about ready to pivot on to round two. So you've talking about you're going to get rid of some of your doubles and things like that, and you're going to kind of pivot. Are you kind of at this point feeling like you need to just scalpel your collection, what you collect, and narrow it down to just one or two things in particular?
I think that it would be healthy to do so. I don't know if I'm capable. I mean, it is truly a disease because when you are a collector, you have a handful of your favorite things, right? You have a handful, but then in your periphery you see something else and you're like, ooh, that's kind of neat. So then you pick that up and you're like, this really is neat. Maybe I need to take more of an interest in this. Oh, wait, this line is also a little bit cheaper than some of the other stuff I'm doing. So now you're knee deep in that rabbit hole. Or, this is more to my liking at where I am at this point in my life. So I'm going to go down that rabbit hole.
Oh, you can get so many subtext on all this. Like, this is a certain designer that made this. I only want to collect this designer. There's so many different roads when it comes to collecting. I've been in this shit my whole fucking life. It gets insane. The different.
And there is a fine line. There's a fine line between, hoarding and stacking and collecting.
It's not that fine a line. It's a DMZ is what the fuck it is.
And most of the time our significant others are the staunch guards at that line.
just like with firearms, I tell my wife, don't ever sell it for what I told you I paid for it. But at this point, like I've got my little eclectic pieces. Like they came out with the New Hope figures. on Black Series. I've been picking those up when I can find them. Those are definitely my Roscon grabs, to quote my betters. When I can find them, because I've had all my Star Wars. Had it. I had literally every Star Wars figure that was ever made. The only thing I never had was an Imperial shuttle. And I remember, and it for some reason, my mom had a fear as a child of large boxes. I'm surprised I got a Terrordrome as a kid, because my mom saw the box for the Imperial shuttle and was like, no, that ain't gonna fit in my 76 Toyota Corolla. And she saw the box for the flag and was like, I could bury you and your sister in that box. That ain't happening. The Defiant, she was like, no. If it's bigger than our fucking television set, I'm not buying it for you. So it was hold on one second. Sorry.
No worries.
Wife aggro.
Yeah.
But so but I just, that's one thing, like with the Transformers, I had the nostalgia of never having that, so I had it. With Star Wars, I can't get that nostalgia because I've had it. Kind of like with my 3 3/4 figures. I do like some of the 25th anniversary, the 4-inch figures. I think they're really fun. I pick one up every now and then. But especially Cobra High Command. But that I've had all the G.I. Joe, the 3 3/4 figures. I don't want them again.
Yeah.
That's one reason. But I've still got, with my classified, I've got that little bit of nostalgia filled, and then the rest of it is completionist. And that, and I think they're really cool. Anyway, I don't know.
And it's the thrill of the hunt.
I've been told I'm wrong too, so that's I think definitely still there.
Yeah. Especially with all the bullshit exclusives. Like that to me is, if you can get one and actually get it in your meaty paws, you feel a sense of accomplishment, and that's terrible that it should have to be like that.
Yeah, in fact, you talk about that. I just got a cancellation today from Target for the Ninja Force Scarlet. So I guess I'm -2 a complete collection now. And that was another one I've had pre-ordered for 6 months now.
Yeah.
So, and apparently it is all over Toytuberverse talking about Target and their cancellations and a lot of the Transformer problems and stuff like that. But it's funny. Ever since I got a red card, I have never had a problem with a cancellation from Target. Yeah. So we'll see. So, all right, moving on from any other action figure stuff that you want to mention?
No, I think we've kind of covered pretty much where I'm at, between Monster Force and Classified and my Muppet affliction.
Well, let me ask you, as one final thing, not really as part of the collecting, but what brings you into talking about toys on YouTube?
Because it's an escape for me into something I can complain about that, doesn't completely bring me down. Like, I think with what everybody's facing in the world, whether it's the economic situation that everybody's facing these days, or all these other things, I can rail for an hour, or get a group of guys together and gals and just say, we're gonna talk about toys for an hour and a half or an hour, and forget all the craziness that we're faced with. So I think that's what brought me to it.
I
But
like that. You're
you
bitching
know,
about something that doesn't matter. I mean,
yeah,
it really doesn't.
no,
There's a lot of shit we could bitch about. I mean, go on and on and on that really matters in this world. And bitching about toys is, yeah, I get that. That, yeah,
yeah,
right
yeah,
on.
because we're faced with everything else, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can't flip on the news. You can't scroll a feed without
Oh, I
the
know that's right.
reality. you know um and look, that's the reality we face. But um and we just have too much information. So just to get a group of people together, we're older now. Like if I go out to the grocery store, or wherever, sometimes work, if there's no parking, I'll just go home because I can't be bothered. Like so this is an opportunity to sit with a group of friends, and you don't have to go anywhere. You can just get online and talk. And I like that. I love that. You can be comfy. You could be like Stu and be naked from the waist down if you feel like it, and nobody would ever know.
I'm a visual person, man. I don't need that in my head.
So, but yeah, so that's what appeals to me is getting together with a group of people and just forgetting everything else and finding something in common.
That's yeah. I I couldn't agree more. I That's an interesting point of view. I never really kind of thought about it that way. That it was. I mean, I get the escapism and the
Mhm.
and everything like that. But looking at it as it's something that you can something to get mad about, that it doesn't matter. You could turn it off the minute the show's over. You you're not really mad about it anymore. You're like, okay, yeah, that's
Yeah.
I dig that, man. I like
Yeah.
that. That cool, man. Well, so what else are you into?
Oh, so, you remember that disease that I was telling you about? As I
I currently have I've had it since I was 3 days old. So I definitely feel it. I heard a little talk. We discussed a little bit about your um is this getting into vinyl records? Is this and hi-fi? Is this a new
No, so
fascination, or is this
this is something that's been going on for the better part of what I would say is close to 15 years now. Um,
ooh,
so way longer than all of the toy stuff. But initially, I started collecting like books because I forget what was going on in my life, but I travel a lot, and we did not have the access to like iBooks and everything else way back in the early aughts and late '90s. So if you wanted a book, you had to bring it with you.
oh, listen,
So
I remember going to these ancient cave systems that we had called libraries, and when they didn't have your book, you hoped that somebody knew enough to order it, and interlibrary transfer was one of the greatest things ever when I first got into like Dungeons and Dragons, because my local library didn't have no D&D books. So
mhm. Yeah. So I collected kind of worldly books on all like different religions, like Buddhism, and the art, the Zen arts of all different kinds of different things in your life.
a
But
Renaissance
then
man, I feel you.
I came across things like this: Technological Slavery by Uncle Ted. Uncle Ted Kaczynski. I don't know if you weren't followed by the federal government. You are now. But you know
Hey,
Ted
listen,
was a
I've said quite to quite never on air to Mr. FBI man. But thanks for visiting Homeland Security. But I've never Ted Kaczynski, he was a fucked up individual.
Yes.
He hurt a lot of people. He did a lot of awful things, and I will never condone that side of him. But when you get into his manifesto and find some of the things that he said, especially in this day and age with data centers showing up and AI and everything like that, it some of it makes a lot more sense than it should.
There is a great video on him on YouTube where the host says, you know, he starts laughing nervously and he's like, I know what you're thinking right now. He's a murderer. But, you know, you're the writing, you're like, yes, these are all concepts that make sense. Like, these are all things that, you know.
What? I mean, I grew up, one of my favorite science fiction authors is Philip K. Dick. Neuromancer, Blade Runner. Maybe Blade Runner wasn't Philip K. Dick. No, I think it was. Yeah. Neuromancer, Johnny Mnemonic, you know, technology being there and you being, and it, you know, symbiotic, but it wasn't really shown as a great thing it was great for those who were in control of it, but those that had to use it to survive, it pretty dystopian. And but Kaczynski, he's hard to read, but the cliff notes are excellent.
Yes. Hunter Thompson is another one of my favorites. I love Hunter's work. Also can be a difficult read. You know, he's funny, but he's also very off the beaten path. Henry Rollins, I love Henry's writing. Yes.
He inspired me. I never would have had a voice. I remember taking a speech and debate class in high school. And when it was my turn to go up and give my speech, I turned as red as my fez. And I'm pretty sure I just shook. Could not speak. Couldn't speak to people. I never had a voice until I got into some of the early Black Flag and Henry Rollins talking about On the Road with Black Flag and him doing his spoken word and stuff like that. And I'm just like, you know, and I've met Henry once, and you know, and I got a chance to tell him all this. I was just like, you know, you are one of the reasons I have a voice. And he was just like, you always had a voice. You just, you know, if I help motivate you into using it, then, you know, you're welcome. But, and then he pilfered off, talked to real people, but, you know, it was, listening to him talk and realizing that Henry Rollins was a fucking nobody. It's a nobody. Black Flag needed somebody who could yell into a mic, and he fit. And him just going on at it. Yeah. Henry Rollins is one of the greatest voices of our generation. So
agreed. Agreed. And that kind of dovetails in. He is also a vinyl connoisseur, and he loves physical media. I mean, one of the greatest quotes that I ever got from him was that his investment in vinyl is an investment in what's left of his sanity. And it's so true. It is so true.
I think I watched that interview. That was he was talking about, it's on YouTube. I cannot remember the name of it. If I can find it, a link to it, I'll add it into the description, which I am horrible at doing, so don't rely on me for shit. But it's just type in Henry Rollins vinyl collection, and there's like an hour and a half long interview of him doing nothing but talking about vinyl records, and it is incredible to listen to him talk.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but to get back to your initial question before I veered off into mail-in
'Cause
voting, um, it was something that it started. We were challenged for space because I have 5 total children, and we brought them all up in like 1,000 square feet, 1,100 square feet. So
damn, son, you should have
yeah,
a lot more gray with 5.
yeah, yeah. No, just for men needed, Sharky. I'm proud of every single one of these. Okay,
Earned them all. Yeah.
that's right. But when you're challenged for space and you will have a disease where you want to collect something, vinyl is very easy to collect because all it starts off with is a shelf. Then it becomes 2 shelves. Then it becomes 3 shelves. But they stand up and they're only about like that thick. So it
Climate
was
control is kind of an issue with that occasionally,
yeah.
but yeah, I definitely feel you. You know, it's my father, and we were talking. I was looking forward to talking about this because I recently just got a good stack of my father's records that I used to listen to, and I got his Marantz 2230 and dual 1225 turntable and a couple really nice Pioneer speakers. So, but he used to keep his in a Hunt's ketchup crate from like
Mhm,
1910. I've
mhm.
got the crate sitting right over there. No, actually, it was a NECA Nabisco. It used to be You Need a Biscuit, but it was just a little
Nice.
wooden milk crate, biscuit crate, and he used to keep all his records in. So it starts with that. Now I just got onto my mother going through his collection, and she's got thousands of albums, and she's just got them piled on top. And I'm like, no. I'm like, you've anti-static sleeves. You need, it starts
Mhm.
with the little things, and then it eats you the fuck alive. And then you're looking at
Yes.
record cleaners for $700, and
Mhm. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
it always collecting always starts small. You're like, look at this little nibble.
Yeah.
And then you're, trying to buy fucking steak grills.
Well,
So
the first vinyl I ever bought was in college, and it was a ska band that I went to see in college at these things called they have these skate like round where people would go on a Friday night just to skate,
skating
roller
rinks.
skating rink.
Yep.
Thank you.
I used to go to
There's my
one called Rainbow Roller Rink in
nice.
Guyman, Oklahoma. I bet I
Well,
put 50,000 miles on that track.
as skating kind of hit and dipped in the 90s, they were looking for ways to pack the house, so they would do punk and ska shows.
Ooh.
And I'm like, yes, please. And I bought my first vinyl there, and now I lost it to time at my parents' house. I don't know what happened to it, but it's gone. It is now a $500 record if I want to get it back. And
Yeah,
I'm like,
that's
that's too rich for my blood. But, you know, again, this is the investor talk with JoeARAH. Do not get into things for investment purposes because this, for a very long time, was a very expensive record, but now they're re-releasing it. So now this went from like $400 to $200, and now I think it's under 100. So if you're going to be doing this for investment, you're picking a wrong.
but there's still going to be there's still investment thing. I mean, if you're doing anything collector wise for investment, you might as well just be throwing your money at the stock market. It's
Yep.
any direction. But
Yep.
when it comes to vinyl,
Hmm.
and with some toys, it's kind of the same. And with some other, any collector, you've got those first pressings. Like my dad bought a large record collection of German vinyl when he left the army in 74. He brought that turntable back, and he brought a bunch of Beatles first pressing German pressings, and they're phenomenal. I mean, I was brutal to these things as a teenager, and I put one on the other day, and a little bit of carbon brush, not one pop, not one squawk. And I mean, I guarantee you there's a peanut butter thumbprint on at least more than one or two of these things. So there's something to be said for some of those really good early pressings. Some of the stuff they're doing now, it's hit and miss.
Agreed.
They may be, I love, like I was watching a guy the other day talking about some of the vinyls you can get at Walmart. You know what? I've bought a couple. I bought oh bloody hell, Cowboy Bebop soundtrack. 2 album set, $20 at Walmart on sale. Beautiful colored vinyl, sound amazing. Some people are like, Walmart stuff doesn't sound as good. And and I bought another album from Walmart, couldn't get it to play for anything. Just so it's,
and there's purists too, right? Like, so in the dead wax, if it doesn't have a certain code that a certain engineer did that particular mix, they don't want it. So you are right that eventually these new things come out, if they're crap or if they're from a digital source as opposed to an original masters, because that's another shortcut people take these days. Well, we have the CD, well, let's just record the CD onto a new record and we'll call it good. If they're not engineering it properly, it's not worth the wax it's printed on. So.
And I can speak to that. Engineering was, I've always had. I was talking with Bat Dan the other day, and engineering was always, audio engineering was always my strong suit. You put me in front of a soundboard and I will give you perfect sound.
Nice.
Just like with the setup I've got now, how I sound is very important to me. It's one of my OCDs. I worked a little bit with the Green Room in Austin on doing some sound engineering, and few local bands, things like that. But for radio, when I had to record commercials, you always had to have the sounds just right. And that Sunday only sounds so good until it sounds like
Sunday. And
so that was all. I can't play a fucking instrument to save my life. Maybe a mouth harp and a harmonica, but can't tell you how good I can't make a guitar sound good. Can't make a tuba sound good, but if I'm recording it, I know how to make it sound good. So when I listen to an album, knowing that it came from a original recording, some masters, and not a CD, that is something that I would. But it's hard to. How do you know?
Right. And therein is the challenge of a vinyl person, because I had always heard that magical, the sound stage is just more open and it's warmer sound, and like you're going to hear things you've never heard before. When I first started collecting vinyl, I knew that I was collecting for a future audio setup, because my first audio setup was what I could afford, which was it was not the suitcase Crosley, but it was
Oh
like the
God, not a
highest.
Crosley.
Yeah, it was a Crosley run through computer speakers. Okay, like it had a sub, but like it was just regular computer speakers. And I'm like, I don't get it, but I knew in the back of my head, like one day you're going to be able to get you know a tube amp and speakers and all of that, which is the setup I have now. And the other day my tubes finally were burned in, and like I could tell you the exact moment that it happened, and anybody who knows tubes know
Oh
when they
yeah,
get to that sweet spot, it is a market
Abs-
difference.
absolutely.
And it was right during Pink Floyd Dark Side of the Moon. And my wife sat up on the couch and went, what just happened? Like, that sounds amazing.
Yeah,
Like,
it goes. For those that don't know, I can describe this moment because it goes from
Mhm.
having this little tingy sound, this little crispness that you
Yes.
to just filling the fucking room.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
they're very
Yeah.
nice. And
And
it takes a bit. I mean, that's one of my biggest problems with a lot of new tube amp setups is people think it's a plug and play, baby, and they
Nope.
don't realize that you're going to spend those tubes may not break in for a year.
Yep. 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 And actually, you are correct, because I bought that tube amp. Shoot, I guess that was 2024, so that's almost 2 years for these
Somebody
particular
told me
ones.
100 hours.
Yeah.
You need to put 100 hours on it. After that, it's all gravy. But that
And
also just depends on, are they new tubes? Were they made in a humid climate? Were they made in a warm climate? There's just so much. When you get
and
into audiophile shit, it makes me laugh at people who bitch about shit on toy shows, because like your point, the bitching about shit that doesn't matter, because when
Mhm.
you get into some audiophile stuff where you're talking about a little stylus being, there's
Yep.
some of those right now that sell for just the stylus, sell for
Yeah.
almost $800 for one little bitty thing the size of your thumb.
Yep. Yep.
And then you got
Yeah.
to find out you got to use it for a year to make it work.
Yeah. Well,
That's some
oh, that's the other thing. Like, one of the things that I went out and got were Russian rocket tubes for this amplifier, and they're sitting in a
oh, those
box.
Vuskis.
Like, and knowing that, once these tubes die, and I hope they don't die anytime soon, because now they're gorgeous, they're perfect. I don't ever want to have to change them, but I know I will. Is when I put these Russian ones in, it's going to take me another year or two before those hit the same sweet spot. And these are supposed to be double, the sound stage of the ones that I have in now. So, like, mm, it's just something to look forward to.
When I was younger, I had one of those Nixie tube clocks
Hmm.
that it came out of some. I say I had it. I'm pretty sure it was out of my parents' antique shop, and I just had uh it was available to me.
Hmm. Hmm.
But you just see those Nixie tubes that were from the 40s and how they were just burnt in a way, and it was just had that smoothness to it.
Yeah.
And I've dealt with a number of um when I worked at the radio station I worked at was the world's first fully automated 10,000 watt radio station, is 1210 KGYN AM
Hmm.
station. And they broadcasted over 100,000 square miles. There's some parts of southern Kansas, southwestern Kansas, that is the only thing you will get off of
Hmm.
any any radio station. Of course, now none of that matters because it's you get satellite and all that other stuff. But these guys went from the old days, the big ribbon microphones with the full choir and the yes, coming to you live that we've got your broadcasting day started, and all that stuff. And a lot of the equipment that I had to work on nonstop to keep this station running was all old vacuum. I mean, talking vacuum tubes the size of your fist.
That's amazing.
Oh my God. They were I was terrified of them because I knew that just these things had been working for 50 years and one bump and they would just disintegrate into pixie dust. So,
and it's amazing that at this point in our lives, we're searching for that perfect sound, because when we were growing up, we had cassette tapes. Those were not ideal.
Hey, they're coming back. I just finished restoring a Sony TH. It was my dad's part of his stack from high school, and my high school, not his high school. And had to put new belt to replace all the jelly belts in it. And went and bought some. Of course, my wife, first cassette she goes and buys, fucking Indigo Girls, and I'm like, geez Louise.
Yeah.
And it's either that or show tunes. That girl's she's only got one or two, folksy shit, or hello Dolly.
So my first album that I purchased with my own money. You ready for this? And this was a cassette tape, but now I've heard it the way it was meant to be played.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So this is the original Janie Lane, Dirty Rotten Filthy Stinking Rich. I mean, like the cover art. Oh, there's a lot of lightning out there. So if I disappear, you know what happened. Oh,
I was in the same boat, Stu. I'll tell that story another time.
But yeah, like I was a hair metal kid, and then
wait, I need to take a short break to say fuck Clear Channel Communications. All right, we can carry on now.
Yeah. But yeah, I was a hair metal kid who grew up, an hour north of where Bon Jovi became famous, and Bruce Springsteen ran the strip on Highway 9 and all that stuff.
The first vinyl that I ever bought with my money, probably money I stole out of my mom's purse. I'm fairly certain. In Guyman, Oklahoma, on Main Street. God, I couldn't have been. I had to be 15. That sounds about right. 14 or 15, somewhere in that age. And I walked in, and the reason I remember this so vividly is because there were two things that I absolutely loved. There was a samurai sword, and right above it was a original heavy metal movie soundtrack.
Oh, nice.
And you couldn't get that. Heavy Metal, the movie? No, fuck you. Nobody knew that. The only reason I ever seen that movie was because somebody got high enough at midnight on Cinemax, and my buddy recorded over his mom's wedding video. So we had we had Heavy Metal, the movie, as a kid. And he had the album for it. And I was like, I've got to have that. And he wanted, this was late this had to been 89, 90, I think, somewhere right in there. And 20, 25, 30 bucks for a little shit-nosed kid like me.
Yep.
That was outrageous. So I know I had to take that money out of mom's purse because I was an asshole. But I bought that album, and I didn't have any way to play it because I couldn't get caught, playing it on my, dad's stereo. I wasn't allowed to touch that shit.
Mhm.
The only reason I got to play, use this turntable that I have now of his is I'd come home from school at lunch and nobody'd be home, so I'd get to do whatever the fuck I wanted. And I hid it out in the garage. And midsummer in Oklahoma, no vinyl is going to survive that.
No.
That thing buckled and turned. It
Oh,
it looked like some of them roads. I know where you live. It looked like some
yeah.
of them roads that you have to go up and down.
Yep. Yep. Yep.
But
And but what a way to travel through time. Like if you ever wanted to go back to a different time, vinyl's the way to do it.
I
It'll
want
bring
to
you.
find that first pressing album. That's one of my grails.
Hmm.
And do you remember your ska band from your roller rink? You remember
Yep.
the name of the? Is that one of
Catch
your grails?
Yes. So Catch 22, Keysby Nights. Of recent last few um, months here, it's become quite popular on Instagram and TikTok. One of their songs, 9mm in a three-piece suit.
Mm.
But that is for sure. If I come
Ska is
across it,
forever.
oh, like yeah, oh, it's insane. Like you and that's another thing is you can go through your timeline, your evolution, because everybody goes through that, right? You start somewhere, you get interested in this, and then you take a little detour and you go explore this music for a while, and it's a great journey. Like this in college, less than Jake,
Oh wow.
losing streak.
That's
I
not an
mean,
everyday. Hey, listen, I also want to compliment you on
mhm.
how you have your vinyl stored.
Oh, thanks.
You've got your in a vinyl bag with an anti-static in the back.
Yep.
That is, I think
Yep.
you might have been watching a few YouTube videos on that.
On occasion, I've been known to do that. I've been known to do that. But yeah, I mean, there's just, and like I said, for those who don't have a lot of room and don't have a ton of money, like now they're reissuing things. And, as we just discussed, you have to be careful what you pick up and what the source was. But, the better part of my late high school, early college years was grunge and, the origins of that. And that started in the 80s. It didn't start, with Nevermind and 10 and that. It started way before that. So now I can go back and collect those things that I only ever heard on a blank cassette tape that was passed from a friend. Like, here's this band, you got to hear them.
I used to have a whole suitcase full of. I wish I could come across it. It may still be in some of my mother's shit. That just an entire suitcase full of Grateful Dead recordings from
Hmm.
different shows. It's the exact same songs on every album, but it was like it was played over here in California. Here's Deer Creek, over here's RFK State. It's
Hmm.
there's so what let me ask you this.
Sure.
What if somebody was getting into uh uh records, wanted to get into
Hmm.
vinyl, um where would you tell them to start? Because you can't just buy a record, you got to have something to play it on.
Yes. So, what I would say is,
If you say
if you're
Crosley, this interview is done.
no, 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 because I'll tell you what, you want to find a way to ruin a record. A Crosley's the way to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I had a Temple of the Dog, and someone walked into my living room, and it went beep beep beep, skip the grooves, and then went.
Oh,
And that was the end of that issue of that album. I had to go back and get another one down the line, but But I would say,
They never found his body, did they?
I'll tell
No
you
comment.
what, my poor child looked at me and went, it's bedtime. I'm going to bed right now. I'm like, it's 3 o'clock in the afternoon. I know. But yeah, I mean, right now, my turntable is a Fluence RT85, but it's custom. I did a lot of stuff to it. So not a cheap turntable to start with, but it's just enough, right? So you couple that with the right tube and then run that to your speakers, you'll be in good shape. But I would say start with a good turntable, whatever it is.
Audio, if I had to make a recommendation, I would say Audio Technica.
Yeah, that's another
You're
good
not,
one.
it's upgradable. There's
Mhm.
different levels you can kind of get it, but I don't know of a single Audio Technica that is going to destroy one of your vinyls.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
that if you need a place to start.
And when you go to look at turntables, I do like the idea of picking one up that you can upgrade. So whether it's the Audio Technica ones or Fluence, you don't have to go with an RT85. You can go lower than that because ultimately, you can swap out, the actual turntable itself, the platter. You can swap out, like with mine. I have an acrylic platter. And so that's like low vibration, no mat. I don't need to put a mat or anything on it. Plus it's clear. And what I've done is I got an LED kit from a third party that lights up the whole platter and I can change the colors to match albums, which
See, we get toy pictures. We don't get any your
Yeah.
setup pictures. That
Actually, I could probably send you one. Let me see what I can pull up here. But yeah, so that one, it's
show the
it's
kids what to be
upgradable.
jealous of.
Yeah. So
I mean, it's not a Marantz, but
no, definitely not. I am not there in my journey yet, unfortunately.
I got super lucky when I was walking through my mom's garage and I saw my father's turntable and it was sitting on top of that Marantz 2230 that still had the plastic guard over the front, the cover over the front of the knobs. I was like, I'm not seeing this. I'm not. This is, I mean, that's I and underneath that was a Pioneer that I don't even want to tell you about because it'll just make you cry. I sent it back home for my niece, but that Marantz and that Dual, I'm probably going to replace that Dual. The Marantz, that's forever, unless I blow a cap because I am not looking at recapping that thing.
Oh, yeah. And they will eventually.
Yeah, I know a couple people that I trust to do the job. I don't trust myself doing it. I got a light bulb kit to maybe reduce a burnout light in it, but other than that, but it's unused. That's the thing I got real lucky with. I think that thing's probably got less than 10 hours on it. So I may get lucky and never have to replace those caps. I doubt it, but
yeah.
Mostly because it's not that I'm afraid to pay somebody to do it or get it done. It's shipping it to somebody.
Yeah.
That's what scares me more than anything else.
Yeah. No. Now I have completely.
It's okay, Joe. Nobody knows what the fuck we're talking about right now. These guys, they don't know audio. Stu, he knows a little bit. He ain't telling. but nobody else said.
There we go. So, so
Oh,
that
that
right
is
there.
gorgeous.
Yeah. So you can see how the platter lights up with whatever album I'm on. I have two Klipsch fives on either side. Again, I don't need a lot because the area that this is in, like that's the mistake a lot of people make is they go out and buy these huge, they overdo their speakers, and you don't need to do that. So buy for your space. That would be
You
another
ain't got no
recommendation.
8-track, Stu. You've got a cart player from the radio station. Hush up.
He's got a dent on.
Hey, you've actually had me looking for one of those. I somewhere I've got a couple carts from when I did some some production work for Rock 100 The Cat in Oklahoma City. And I've got my voice doing the which I can't even remember what's on them, but somewhere I've got a couple carts with some probably the only recordings there is of me doing radio stuff.
Well, and you can see, well, you probably know it, but a lot of people won't. But that's an Ortofon Blue there for the cartridge and needle. So,
and listen, I have a Dual from 1975. Dual, the company, still exists, and they have a lot of turntables that are coming with those blues as standard. It's a good stylus, especially if you don't want to throw the spend another $200 and throw the red one on there. So
yeah, and that's the other thing. Like when you get into turntables and things like this, you're going to have to buy a little scale so that you can measure, the downward pressure. You're going to have to get, an anti-skate, little thing to there are so many little details that go into getting what you want out of it and making sure it's functioning properly.
I just had to replace something called a strewer pimple. It's a real thing. I didn't just make it up. It's just it's literally looks like one of the little caps for a pin that you click, and it goes right on the end of where your tone arm it's underneath, but it's crucial for the tone arm to work correctly. And in order to change it out, you have to reset the whole thing. And I am 100. I don't have a scale, and those old Duals are not real good about how much downward pressure it is. So I'm going on a balance, and I'm like, yeah, that feels like a 2.5. And then all of a sudden, out of the blue, it just starts working, and I'm like,
we're done here. We're done.
And I know the minute I bump it and fuck that shit up, I am going to be so pissed.
Yep. It is an art, and once you finally get it set up and you can sit there with your gatefold and read through the lyrics and all the album credits and everything, you go on a journey because there's no skipping. You're going front to back, end to end. If you want to hear one song, you got to listen to the 3 songs before it, and like it's a cool journey.
That's a beautiful. I like that. I like that platter. I don't know what I'm gonna do when it comes time to. I know the Dual that I've got. I mean, it's from 1974. You can't replace the stylus. The tone arm, I already noticed some cracking where in it, so it's going to be due for replacement. And I know when it comes time to replace that, it is I'm gonna have some splaining to do to the missus because she.
Yeah. Well, and that's the next thing, right? So like, let's say you get yourself a decent turntable. You can run it, most of them nowadays, directly to most speakers, right? But then what you're going to want to do is save up and get yourself an amp, and preferably a tube amp. And that son is where, or daughter is where you're going to spend a ton of money, and probably
Unless you can
even
get
more than
lucky and
speakers.
find a receiver like that Marantz, because that,
Yeah.
of course, it only pushes so much. You almost need a amp past
Mhm.
that, but
Mhm.
it runs, as long as I don't get carried away, it runs those 2 Pioneer towers I've got. So I don't. We'll see how long that lasts.
And just do yourself a favor and do tons of research, watch lots of YouTube, read lots of articles, because when you hop on Amazon, they got things that look like tubes, but really it's just tubes with a little LED light under each one, and it's really a digital. So you really have to be careful.
I look at buying audio equipment on Amazon the same way I look at buying cameras on Amazon. I'm going to find a camera shop.
Mhm. Yeah.
There's I feel really bad because I don't really get along with we've got a record shop here in town, and
Mhm.
he's got some beautiful Macintosh systems and things like that. And but he's an absolute douche. And then I go to my favorite record shop 100 miles up the road in Shreveport, and this guy's got so many records. He doesn't even know. Well, actually, he does. It's Rick's Records out of Shreveport. And
Mhm.
I love the guy, but he is a fucking nutcase. And I go in and I'm like, here's a couple of the records I'm looking for, and and what pressings they are.
Mhm.
And while I'm doing this, he's got some old symphonic albums, and he's got a rag and he's
Oh.
spitting on them, wiping the mold off. And I'm like, Rick, they have a machine that will probably do about 5 of those records at a time. And he's just like, why pay for something that I can do myself? And I'm like, I can't buy another fucking record from you because I don't know what you've spit on
Yeah.
anywhere
Yep.
in this shop, whether it's
Yep.
some brand new album that some college kid sold off their collection because they realized how much work this actually is. And I think it's a reason why CDs are kind of making another comeback,
Mhm.
and cassettes, because vinyl is work.
Yes.
I always attribute it kind of like, I smoke a pipe,
Mhm.
there's a lot goes into pipe smoking. It's not
Mhm.
a vape. You have to grind the tobacco up just right, pack it into the bowl just correctly, tamp
Yeah.
it, light a little bit, let it burn for a sec, burn it down. What kind is it? Cube tobacco? It's the same way
Mhm.
with vinyl. There's so many little things that you need to do and accessories, and it's a life. It becomes a lifestyle,
Yeah.
and it's a lot of these kids. I don't think some of them really want to do it,
Mhm.
but it's hard to keep up with. So
Yeah.
we've got our record stores kind of full of college kids who've just come and sold really, really nice collections
Mhm.
because it was fun when they were in their dorm room, but they don't have any place for it to travel, and they can't take care of it. And
Yep. Yeah.
yeah, oh, it was so bad just watching him spit on. I mean, they were just old symphony recordings, but even some of those, I've had some really good box sets of some Wagner and different stuff like that over the years. And records, especially here in Louisiana, we get humidity, records get moldy. anything
Yeah.
with surrounded by paper gets moldy. And to just watch him with a box of moldy records and he's just spitting on them. And it was so bad.
Yeah, I mean, and again, there's a community for it and around it. And I'm like, I have an app on my phone. It was a single purchase app, but I can scan the barcode if there is one, because there's a lot of vinyl I own that it was pre-barcode era,
Yep.
right? So I'll
Ditto.
have to like search it. But you can scan your collection, and you can put it on a shelf digitally, and I could be anywhere in the world and flip through my vinyl, and it's comforting. But there is a community for everything. Just like there's a toy community, there's a vinyl community. And as you so aptly put it, there are just as many douches in that community.
I was just about to ask, how do you find, because I've noticed a lot of similarities, with how I think it's almost become to me. I watch so much YouTube that it's become to me that there's just a certain way that everybody does shit, and just insert X here. Whether it's toys, whether it's albums, whether it's something else you're reviewing, or your interest or community is in, and it's I see a lot of the same stuff, but toy tubers are kind of unique because I
Yes.
don't see anywhere near some of the douche and drama that anywhere else in any of the other communities. They're out there
Oh
that
yeah.
you see in some of the toy communities.
And most of the record shops you go into are some of the most welcoming, and here, let me take you under my arm. It's almost like, the first one's free, kid, and
Yeah.
they want to but you will learn so much just by walking into your local record shop. If you're like, hey, I like this band, I'm looking for this album. Oh, really? Do you know that this band and this band influenced them? And here's like a $5 or $10 vinyl. It's in mint condition, but they're the ones where this song from that album is a just direct descendant from this song on this album. It's so cool.
See,
It's so cool.
see the letter P etched in by hand right around the label. That was this guy that used to smoke crack that they hired on the weekend to come press albums, and those
Yep.
are add $200 of the value. And
Yeah.
there's
It's if you think
meth mouth
toys.
Mike, he used to come over on the and it's
Yeah, if you think toys can get crazy, visit a record shop, and then the first time you ask for an album, they're like, which pressing, from which country, and are you looking for a half speed master, or like, and you all of a sudden you're gonna be like, I don't know what language you're speaking right now. What's the best one? And then that opens up a whole nother line of questioning that you didn't know was possible. What do you
it's
mean the best one?
I've really found it's kind of like when fuck Starbucks, but when Starbucks was new, there was always the big joke that about the person who was brand new and didn't know how to order from Starbucks, and they'd go in and be like, what's a venti? When
Yeah.
oat milk, it's the same thing. When you go into a record shop, you almost need to research it a little bit beforehand. Some record shops I've been into, it's like you said, they take you under their arm, and they're like, man, they're excited to have somebody else to join their community. And and then some of them are just some know-it-all, like anyway, I'm not gonna name names. But it's I've had some. I was in New York one time, and I was there last night of CBGB, saw Patti Smith play, and right down the road in the Bowery there was an old record shop. I cannot remember the name. I'm sure it's not there anymore because nothing in the Bowery is there anymore. but it was just a shotgun building all the way to the back, and it was just nothing but records. And that guy was definitely had no tolerance. If you didn't know what you were talking about, it was you don't know what a fucking venti is, get the fuck out. No soup for you.
Yeah.
And it was just, your best bet was just to go in, and what everybody else in there did was to go in and look around and find something that you just by yourself. Because if you had to ask the owner for help, you should have been like, I need a 1975 first pressing German in English, with the blue cover and the Schlack 75.
Yes.
So yeah,
they'll know what you're talking about too. I mean, it's it's a fun way to visit your past and learn more about others. So it's pretty cool. Yeah.
Yeah, it's you know what, I do agree with that, Box. I think as things get less popular, because when you start seeing your community shrink, you really start appreciating those in your community more. And I've noticed that a lot with like it's something that, but the other side of that coin is you also have very little tolerance for the fucking cunts that do not belong in that community. Right now, with 3 3/4 figures, there's 2 or 3 people out there in the toy business, in the toy community, that are really experts of 3 3/4 figures. They've got amazing collections, they've got good knowledge, they've got good connections, but they're absolute fucking douchebags that nobody wants shit to do with. And then at the end of the day, and I'm not just talking about just for men, he's easy to pick on because he's easy to fucking pick on. But you've got some other people who just over the years have just, nobody wants shit to do with them, and it's a loss, because it's the same way. I tattooed for years, and as that, and a lot of people think, oh yeah, tattooers are everywhere. The actual tattoo community is a lot smaller than you think, and you get people die, pass away, that knowledge is gone, and then you don't realize how much you really needed that knowledge until it's gone. Same way with toys, with vinyl records, things like that. Somebody out there right now knows how to expertly tune a 1974 Dual 1225 to a 2 it's not milligram, it's the weight, ounce. Yeah, they do it in ounces. Yeah, a 2 ounce weight on that tone arm, and they know how to do it, and then boop, they're gone.
Yeah,
or they're a dick and they don't want to share it, or that that's your 3. So when those communities get smaller, you cherish the good ones that are out there. That's kind of where I'm at now. It's kind of one of the reasons why I have Joe on tonight, is because I have narrowed down my community to, I'm done dealing with just worthless people. No matter how good their knowledge is, no matter how much I value their knowledge or what they could offer, the trade out isn't worth it. So being around people like Joe and it's a good thing. I don't know where I was going with that.
And I think that's a good cautionary tale, is as you become more versed in anything in life, as you become more versed, don't feel like you're the guardian of that. You are there to learn more and to share with others to spread it so that more people can enjoy it. I think that's the mistake people make is when they see the community shrink. Well, now I'm the last bastion of this, and there's two ways that's the crossroads. You are either going to be someone who shepherds people through, or you're going to be a gatekeeping piece of shit. And that's the
I've
decision you have
noticed
to make.
that. I've noticed that in a lot of collectors, in throughout my life. Some people believe that because they own something, that they own the history to it.
Hmm.
And again, yeah, that's a negative gatekeeping. Gatekeeping, I don't feel is always negative. If it's
Hmm.
used in a negative way, then it is. But
Hmm.
if you get like I've got a tattooer buddy of mine up in Ohio. Dana Brunson's his name. He's a wonderful old fellow, an elder in the community, and he has a vast collection of antique tattoo memorabilia, collections, art pieces, and things like that. And what he decided to do, he's like, I'm going to just start posting this. I'm going to post it up publicly. Everybody can see it. You can reference it, take a look at it and realize where your work is coming from. I want to share what I have with everybody. He owns the Ohio Tattoo Museum. There's two of them. Another one is the Ohio Tattoo Museum. Oh, hold on. I know this is an off thought, but I need to address this real quick. The action figure museum in Pauls Valley, Oklahoma, is closing their doors. They lost some funding. They couldn't get the big sign on I-35 that drew a lot of attention to them. Go to their Instagram, show their support. If there's anything you can do to help, try to offer it if you're in a position to do so. If you can offer them funding to help them, anything. I meant to bring this up first off right out the gate. And I'll probably do another little post on Instagram about it. But the Action Figure Museum, they are a great group of people, and I hate to see them closing their doors. I know they've struggled.
Yeah.
So, but
Yeah.
yeah. Well, Joe, do you
Yes,
feel
sir.
that we figured out who the hell you are?
I think so. I think we
Not even-
scratched the surface.
not
I
even
think we
close.
scratched the surface.
Anything you want to add to tonight?
No,
I'll shut the fuck up for a while.
I am so glad that I found folks like Podcast from the Pit, for you, Rowdy. I'm going to mention him by name, even Ronnie Trickshot out there, and Sharky, the Aussies. But it has been it's been an interesting journey because when you're new to anything, you have to figure out the currents and which school of fish you want to be swimming with. And I really appreciate the time that you've spent with me thus far, and I look forward to more time together down the line.
Absolutely. You got anything coming up? I think you got something on Sundays. I don't remember.
So Sunday Fun Day, this Sunday, we're doing a What If episode, which we're going to tackle all the things that, that we wanted but never got out of G.I. Joe when we were kids. Like, they released 500 and something figures over the course of the first Real American Hero line, and vehicles out the wazoo, but there's
Ice
always
Cream
something
Soldier.
to get. Breaker 19, Ronnie. Breaker 19.
Oh wait, hold on. It's English. That's
Yes.
You got to salute correct in English.
I don't know. Are they all criminals? I don't think they salute.
It's a wrist thing. I never.
But but yeah, so we're gonna do a what if of the things that we either didn't get, either they didn't produce them or they were such limited quantities, like chase or mail-aways, that we wanted them and we never got them in our collection. So we're gonna talk about that, and yeah,
Or we
it's gonna be a
got
lot
them
of
and
fun.
left them in truck stop bathrooms. Yeah.
Oh, uh-oh, here comes. Yeah. Yeah, but so that's what we got coming up this coming Sunday. So I'm excited for it. Uh
Sounds like a lot
a-
of fun.
Anytime I can get together with my friends is a good time. We could talk about all kinds of things or nothing at all and it'd still be fun.
I'm pretty good at talking about nothing at all. I don't know why anybody watches this shit. So
But
that dude rides Ruse to the qualifieds.
yeah.
I've seen proof. I've got pictures.
Mhm.
Oh, one of these days I'm going to get out to Australia, and I have just all I want to do is just sit in a pub with Ronnie and Sharky and
Yes.
talk bullshit over a pint. That
Nice.
apparently something about Joe Fest 2027.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I've DFW is definitely, I'm done with that shit. So DFW can go. Yeah. They have chosen where they want to be, and I don't recommend anybody support them. So, but and
Yeah.
it's sad because that's But Joe Fest, I'm looking forward to that. We're gonna see how that goes.
Nice.
I heard they do some GI Joe stuff there, so I might be interested.
Rumor has it. Rumor has it.
Maybe I can find somebody that wants this big Apollo guy.
Mhm. Ah, that's the good stuff. That's the good. I have the original wood Foot Locker all in one piece in good condition, and then I bought one to throw in there, and there's just nothing like opening up a wooden Foot Locker and having a 12-inch Joe sitting in there. Oh,
Somewhere in my mother's collection, and we haven't found it yet, is a wooden Foot Locker with probably half a dozen in box GI Joes,
wow.
untouched. I know the way that my father collected.
Mhm.
So, and I know my mother's memory when it comes to the shit that she has. So I know it exists somewhere, whether it's
Mhm.
already been sold or pilfered or just buried under 30,000 square feet of whatever. But I'm hoping that it comes to surface here pretty soon. I'm pretty much told my mother that any toys that she finds I want. That's pretty much how I ended up with a Star Wars Rebel transport and a Millennium Falcon brand new in box sitting over here next to me. Which you need one of those, don't you? Yeah,
What
you
the
need.
hell? What the hell's an aluminum Falcon?
What's an aluminum Falcon? You should hear my mother say she's like a millennial Falcon. So a millennial. She cannot say millennium to save her life. Bless her soul. I love that woman. She's nuts. But I got nothing coming up for the next 3 weeks. It's pretty much just going to be me talking about the favorite subject I have, me. So
Nice.
maybe I don't have an interview lined up for the first of next month. We will see how that goes. Shit, may just have Joe back on. We'll talk about well, I'm sure there's something we didn't cover tonight. Oh wait,
Yeah.
hold on. We're only 2 hours in. We got 4 more
Yeah.
hours to
We
go.
got 4 hours to go.
I need to start talking about dinosaurs yet.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Man. I don't have any dinosaurs with me.
All right. Well, make sure you tune in to JoeARAH 42, I think is your
Yeah.
handle.
Yep,
And you
that
can
is
check him out. I will update my links in the description. I suck at doing that, so it'll get done when I do it. Ungrateful plebes. Just quit pressuring me. I've been trying to shit myself to death for a month. So bad. I don't wish that on anybody.
Just saying, bacon and bourbon never did that to me. That's all I'm saying.
Maybe I should. I got a brand new bottle of vodka up there. Maybe I should try some. Maybe that'll kill it. Fuck antibiotics, man. Just drink it out.
That's it. It works
All
as
right.
antiseptic.
You want to take us out?
I don't know. How do you want to do it? Yeah.
What I usually do is I've got a little book of quotes.
Okay.
So if I know you got a couple books there, why don't you randomly flip over one of Ted Kaczynski's pages and take us out with a quote?
Actually, I am going to be reading from Ethan Hawke's Rules for a Night, which is an amazing, amazing book for anyone who wants to be a better person. All right.
All right. Well, ladies and gentlemen, I give you the quote of the night from JoeARAH. Everybody have a good evening.
By focusing on our breath, we are able to more adeptly inhabit our bodies. A wolf can ascertain all he needs to know about a man without ever exchanging words. So can you. Much of what is essential is intuitive. Pay attention. What you need to know is usually in front of you. There are no secrets, just things people choose not to notice. Have a good night.